What's up, y'all? It's your man Shaun. I'm back with another episode of, still haven't figured out what I'm gonna call this, but yeah, so I'm here in DC, in the Capitol Hill area, about to head over to Union Station to get something to eat. And in my last video, I told you guys how I recently relocated back to DC. I lived here for about 4 years, and I left for about 1.5 years because I started all over. I did something, I pulled the trigger on something, I had to leave. I went down south for a couple of years. I'm gonna walk this way. I went down south for a couple of years, came back up here, and it's like, I guess I'm in a different phase, a different stage of my life. And I wanted to share with you guys like the 3 key things. If you're looking to start over, hit reset. There's nothing wrong with it, and if you're even thinking about it, do it, because it's probably something you need to do. You're thinking about it for a reason. It might be something stopping you, or you're hesitating, you're dragging your feet. It's understandable, but I'm just gonna really 3 key things here that you need to understand before you do it. One is the exact same thing that's stopping you right now. That's going to be your own fear, your own head. Get out of your own head. Whatever's holding you back, it's probably real, but it's probably not as real as you think. So assess that, take care of that. Really sit down with your fear or whatever's stopping you from doing it, and just go and do it. I'm gonna say just go and do it. Of course, try to have your ducks in a row as much as you can, but that's another thing I'm gonna get to. Your ducks are never gonna be all the way in a row, and that's probably what you're dragging your feet, what's holding you up. So just know that your fear is valid, but it's probably not real. But yeah, sit with that, address it, and just know that that fear is never gonna go away until you do it. Number 2 is the why. When you do decide to do it, you got to ask yourself, I'm pretty sure you know why, but really ask yourself why you're doing it. And then when you sit down when you come up with reasons, with good reasons as to why you're doing it, always keep those in mind. Like draw out as much as you can the bigger picture. Like, we live with uncertainty. There's always a cloud of uncertainty over our life, and I would argue that that's probably even the beauty in life, just not knowing. If everything was for certain, if we knew everything certain and how everything would end up, things would be boring. Life would be boring. Uncertainty makes life worthwhile to a certain extent. We all need a degree of uncertainty in life. Oh, my bad. Let me get my hand out the way. Yeah, so embrace the uncertainty, but understand why. Understand what your long-term goal is. Understand why you decided to make a change, whatever change you're trying to make, and keep that in mind, because it will get you through. Because sometimes you will run into a space where you're like, yo, what did I do? Like, my life was I had to deal with this, previously, doing whatever I was doing before. So when you have your why in mind, your why is going to get you through the valleys, through the low points, so to speak. All right, so I finally made it inside Penn Station, and this place is a ghost town. Whoa, yeah. I'm gonna need for this pandemic to be over, because it's scary how empty this place is. For those of you who don't know, Penn Station is like the main train station / bus station in DC, similar to like Penn Station in New York, or St. Pancras in London, Amsterdam, Central Amsterdam. It's just the place. If you're visiting DC, you're passing through DC, it's the place that'll get you. Or if you work in DC, it's the place that gets you where you need to go. And when I tell you, this place is usually packed around this time on a Friday. It's Friday, and this place is empty. I'm gonna let you see. Look, I mean, the tree is nice, but yeah, this place is dry. it's crazy. It's never like this. It's never this empty. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do know it's scary. It's eerie, and yeah, like I said, I need for this COVID thing to just done itself. Just dead itself. This is weird. But people are keeping their distance, and I like it, so I'm not too mad. Not too mad at all. Yeah, so anyway, that was Union Station. Oh, almost tripped. Yeah, I had to run in there, just grab a cup of tea right quick, get something to eat. So anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier, the 3 things that you need to keep in mind before hitting reset in life, whether it's later in life or earlier in life if you're young or if you're older. It's all subjective anyway, but just keep in mind the first 2 things. Your fear is valid, but it is not real. We all have our fears, we all have our reservations about everything. Just know that the best way to conquer your fears is just to face them and attack them head on. Let me not get hit out here. The second thing was, what was the second thing? The second thing was your why. I think so. Yeah, the second thing was your why. Always keep your why in mind, why you're doing it. Come up with, a flexible plan. Plans never stay. Plans are meant to be broken, so always be flexible, but do come up with a plan. Write it down if you have to, if you're that type. A lot of people say the best way to get things done is to write things down. I agree with that to a certain extent, but not everybody's different. Not everybody's like that. And the third thing is your risk tolerance. Know your own personal risk tolerance. Everybody's not built the same. Hold on. You know what, I'll just let it rock. We're outside. Just know everybody's not built the same, and we all have different levels of risk tolerance or risk averse. Risk aversion, whatever, I looked that up. Basically everybody's lifestyle isn't the same, everybody's life isn't the same, everybody's means aren't the same. So you got to ask yourself, what am I willing to risk? Some people are willing to risk it all. Some people can take risk and all. Some people, anytime they hit a little bump in the road, it knocks everything off course. So, and I'm not gonna sit here and say there's anything wrong with being that type of person. If you know that you could either A, fix it, get better, or just realize like look, this is me. I'm not built, I'm not built to take losses. I'm not built for risk, and go from there. Keep that in mind. Just don't be naive to your own risk assessments, or to your own risk adversity. Let's go with that. Yeah, we're gonna go with that for now. Whatever. So know where you are in life. For me personally, before I hit the reset button, I know I would be taking a pay cut, a huge pay cut in certain ways. So financially, I prepared myself for that. I stacked my paper, invested it properly, put money in the right places, and I was prepared to take that hit. And I took that hit, and I've come back on the other side in a better position than I was, simply because I knew my financial situation. I knew what I had to do. Some people have more money. Some people, you might not even be taking a pay cut. Your lifestyle might change. My lifestyle changed, but then it got better. So just know sometimes things might get a little worse in the short term, but it's for a long-term gain. I like to call that taking a step back in order to take a step forward. So that's pretty much what I had to do. Not everybody's built for that. Again, I put myself financially in a situation where I could afford to do that, and it paid off. 2, the woman in my life, can't say enough about her. She was very supportive. She held it down. I probably wouldn't have been able to do this, not only without her, but with anybody. If I had been with anybody else, she's truly one of a kind, and she was built for this, and I'm glad I had her. You may or may not have, if you're involved with somebody and you guys are serious, you may or may not have that have that type of rock in your life. So keep that in mind as well. You know, everybody's not built the same, you, your partner. So just take those things into account and act accordingly. So that's that. So just remember, fear, just face your fear head on. That's the best way to deal with fear, is by facing it head on. 2 is your why. Never forget your why. Know why you're doing it, where you want to go, where you want to be, and be flexible with it. But always keep your why in mind, because things will change. Things might not go as planned, but when your why is in mind and your eyes on the prize, and you have an idea of your end game, it makes things a lot easier. And 3 is know your own risk adversity. Know how adverse you are to risk. Everybody's not the same. Know what you're willing to handle, know what you're built to handle, know what you can change, know what you can't change. And keep all that in mind. Don't be naive. And those are the 3 basic things. If anybody else could think of anything, leave that in the comments. Anything that I left off, leave it in the comments. I'm open to criticism and advice of your own. I'm anxious to hear from you guys. So that's that. If you're looking to start over in life, or hit the reset button, or make a change, if you ask me, there's 3 things you always need to keep in mind. Fear is not real. Know your why, keep your why in mind, and know how tolerant you are to different levels of risk. And that's it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thanks for joining me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with me, and I appreciate that. So I'd also appreciate if you just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that's it. I'm out. I'll see y'all later.